color, you come to me. Very early on in my artistic journey, it became very clear that color was my thing. I think life without color is meaningless. And I tend to work with brands that like to be bold, loud, and out there. But more importantly, I think brands that I work with come to me because they're interested in exploring and identifying with the new Africa. And what do I mean by the new Africa? There is this mood that is going through the continent, a reclaiming of our identity in a way we've not before. My generation has viewed Westernization as a part of our identity rather than something to be feared and rejected, like our parents or our grandparents. And it's formed this new hybrid of culture that combines Western elements with the very traditional realities of Africa, creating this new hybrid of culture that is alive and pulsing in our music, in our art, in the way we dress. It's all around us. And so brands that I work with tend to want to explore what this new Africa looks like in their messaging, or they want to celebrate the mood and feeling on the continent, or they want to Africanize their content and recognize that we have a unique language and voice that we speak in on the continent, and they want to be able to translate that message, their message, into that space for us. My images don't show the stereotypes of Africa. I think I'm very interested in exploring the new identity that we have. And I don't think we have all the answers to what this identity looks like. We're very much still in the space of discovery, but I want to explore that in my work. And there's brands that have the desire to explore with me, even as we present their product to the world and to Africa. So I work with a team. I'm very good at taking pictures, but there's many elements that go into a picture that I am not necessarily gifted at. For example, makeup or tailoring, because the clothes that I use in my work are custom tailored. And so I work with a team of tailors in Nairobi to produce those clothes. If I am on a shoot, the team I work with will depend on the scale of the shoot. If I am doing personal work, I will work with a stylist to do the clothes on set. I will work with a hairstylist because a big part of my creative DNA is elaborate hairstyles. And then I will work with a makeup artist to do the makeup on my subjects. I always have an assistant, which is typical for photographers, to help me with the lighting and other things that I need to produce the work. And then if it's a bigger job, then the team can really expand. I once had this client who wanted to build the inside of a train and fill it with this pattern and fabric. So for that job, we had to have a set designer come in to help build the train and simulate a train in a studio. I do work with producers and production houses because they support handling all the logistics that go into producing a commercial or a piece of work. And sometimes there's very many moving pieces with a large amount of people on a team. And then I do have some full-time staff that I work with. I do have somebody who helps me with all my communication and emails and all the back and forth that we have to do interacting with clients and galleries and the rest of my creative ecosystem. I think there's so many strengths to being a fashion designer in Kenya right now. The Kenyan fashion industry is at an exploring stage, which I think is very, very good. Because if you are exploring, you are questioning, you are rethinking, and deep questions produce strong work. And so the garments that are coming out of the country are creative and new and fresh. And this is a great thing for the Kenyan fashion industry. I think there's some realities though and some weaknesses to the industry that I have experienced as I've tried to produce work. The number one thing is just finding quality anything. Something as simple as zips, it can be difficult to find quality zips. They will bring very few into the market. They'll run out of stock quickly because we all want to use them. And it can be really difficult to access quality resources that go into the garments. And this means that it's it is very difficult then to compete in terms of quality on an international platform. I think one of the other biggest weaknesses and challenges that we have in Kenya would be information hoarding. When I was trying to develop my artistic style and become a creative, it was very hard to find information. And there was a general perception that by sharing information, you would risk sharing your market or your niche. And I think that thinking needs to change. There is enough room for everybody to tell their own stories, to develop their own style, to create their own garments without overlapping or threatening each other. If we create strong, unique work, then I don't think there would be a problem. I think it is the golden time to be an African-based or a Kenyan-based fashion designer. The whole world is looking at Africa. I have a whole career built on that. And we are developing this new style that is quirky, that is completely our own, that can stand up against other styles on international platforms. And the limit really is our imagination, but there's so many opportunities to be had because Africa's time is now.